My name is Kushal Patel. I nominated Mr. Ryan Pryor from Independence High School in the year 2016. I went to Independence High School, graduated in 2009, went on to complete my Bachelor's of Science from the University of California, San Diego in aerospace engineering. And since then, I've been working as an aerospace engineer. I think it's Mr. Pryor's ability to be friends with his students first before even becoming a lecturer or a teacher with the students. His hold of the subject matter, which is history, is what he teaches, is not only strong, but he takes it a step beyond, and he wants to know the history behind the actual students' lives, you know? He wants to get to know the student. So I really like that about him. There's not many teachers that I've had through my career who've put that much time into a student. In terms of the subjects that I took, having him as a world history teacher my sophomore year definitely made history one of my favorite subjects. I ended up doing that as an area study in college where my college had a requirement that you had to select certain electives that you want to take. So I ended up doing history as an area study. Although I became an engineer as for profession, Mr. Pryor prepared us for what to expect in the future with the stories that he shared with us from his own personal life and from the life of his other students. So I think it's, part of a teacher's job is to not only teach the subject, but to help the student become a responsible young adult. And to do that, you have to really get to know the student on a one-on-one basis. And I think he did that really well, and he continues to do that with his students. So. History can be a really boring subject, if not taught right. I'll be honest with you. Even though it's one of my favorite subjects, there's many classmates I had who think of history like that's the last thing they want to take, because it's all about facts, So something really unique that he does is something that I said earlier is he brings history to life with personal stories. And I think that's really cool. To try to explain a student something that happened centuries ago and be able to relate to that, it's kind of hard to do, on why World War I started or why World War II started. But he used stories from his personal life to kind of explain that, hey, treaties were one of the reasons that were the linchpins behind World War I, And he used examples from him and his friends and the things they used to do and the consequences that certain actions have. So I think that was really cool. The really cool thing was towards the end of sophomore year, he made us, our capstone project for the class was to do a video on any historical event, as far as I remember. It could be Vietnam War, it could be anything in world history that occurred. Put together, he basically split us into groups and had us come up with our own video. He left it completely up to us how we wanted to do that. There were no restrictions. There are very few restrictions as to like the time length of the video and things like that. But he left it to us how we wanted to basically portray that event that had gone down in history. And different students took completely different takes on it. So that was really cool that he gave us that room, that wiggle room to kind of figure out on our own how we wanted to present it. It might not be so much related to the subject of history, but what it is related to is the subject of life, which is his ability to sit with any student, regardless of the background they come from, their gender, their history, anything of that sort, and be able to talk to them on a one-on-one basis, kind of like a parent or an older brother would. I think that's really cool. Working in the professional field, you work with so many people from so many different backgrounds, You work on projects extensively, so you have to really get to know them. And I think it's important that you get along with everyone and you accept everyone for who they are and still learn to work with them. I think that's really cool. I think he set a good example for that.